Welcome back to another episode of the Basement Ballers. On this week's episode, we're going to start a new series that I like to call 10 Things We Learned About the Premier League this week. Of course, as many of you know, the Premier League kicked off its first week of matches starting on Friday with Manchester United against Fulham. So I thought, what better way to summarize this weekend's actions with a list of 10 things that we learned. If you liked the series, please leave a like. Please subscribe if you're really enjoying the content, and let me know what we can improve on. Of course, we're still new, so all the feedback from you guys is more than welcome. So thank you guys, and hold on, let's get this shit started. Number 1. Lisandro Martinez might actually be him. I know the brother's 4'11", but that brother bodied Adama Traore through most of that game. Sure, might have got beat once, but that brother said never again. He said to the media, I'm going to send him back to the gym. That's absolutely crazy. I would personally not tolerate that kind of disrespect. But when you're Lisandro Martinez, when your nickname is the Butcher, maybe we should be putting more respect on his name. He came to Manchester United. Everyone was saying this brother's short, but he's saying to everybody that this Butcher's knives are sharp. Moving on to number 2. You said Mo Salah was washed, but that brother is fully dry because he kicked off his first game of this Premier League season in style. 1 goal, 1 assist. My king is not washed. Bow down. It's as simple as that. This brother now has the most goals in opening matches for Premier League history. That's a lot to respect, but that's just the Egyptian king for you. Liverpool take that game 2-0, and it's about as easy as that. First half, boring. Second half, definitely a lot more Liverpool-esque. Slot ball kicked in. You already know. Number 3. Bournemouth, no Solanke, but big problem. Listen, Bournemouth versus Forest. Forest strike first. Bournemouth having a very hard time finding the back of the net. They do end up finding the back of the net against Forest, but they did lose their number 1 goal scorer last season in the offseason in Dominic Solanke. Of course, he went to Spurs. Will that prove to be a problem? Of course, Bournemouth, for me personally, a team that's been overperforming relative to what a lot of people might think. Is this the season where they start to fall? Let me know in the comments. But for me personally, an underwhelming performance against Nottingham Forest, a team that, quite frankly, I think are absolutely, positively garbage. Anyway, moving on. Number 4. Newcastle see red, but hold on tight. That's right. In the 30th minute of that game, Fabian Schär decides that he wants to headbutt a brother. Does that, gets a red card, and Newcastle are forced to play 10 men for 60 minutes of that game. 62 minutes. Okay? It was still 0-0, but somehow Newcastle found a way. Listen, last season we already know the Newcastle story. Injury after injury after injury. Most of their good players are back. Will they be able to click and get back to levels that they were showing 2 seasons ago? For me personally, of course, the competition is very steep, but they're definitely starting off well. Or is it just the fact that Southampton fucking sucks? Me personally, I like to give Newcastle a little bit more credit than that. They did their job. So for me personally, I learned that Newcastle might be back. So, number 5. Everton still really fucking suck. These brothers stink to high heaven. Against Brighton, they dropped 3-0, almost 4-0. And these brothers didn't look like they were even close to the goal. I mean, that's not true. They did look kind of close, but these brothers suck so much that they were hitting posts left, right, and center. And not only that, these guys are also point seduction FC. Why? Because they don't know how to manage their finances. Imagine that. You don't know how to manage your finances and you still suck. That's crazy for me personally. That could never be my club. That could never be my Merseyside club. But Everton fans, y'all stay safe. Number 6, Saka. He is back and he's ready to show you that he is again the best right winger in the Premier League. 2 seasons ago, Saka proved to everybody that he was on top. Sure, competing back and forth with Salah, and most people, they were kind of balancing the two seasons ago when Arsenal were really pushing for that title hard. Last season, in my personal opinion, wasn't a bad season for Saka by any means, but there were other brothers stepping up. The likes of Phil Foden, the likes of Cole Palmer. People were kind of forgetting Saka existed, but today, or no, I guess not today, but this weekend against Wolves, he showed that he does exist. He showed that he is here. 1 goal, 1 assist. Of course, his teammate Kai Havertz also picking up a goal and assist, but for me, this was really Saka's game, and he showed up. 2-0 against Wolves, and that's how the cookie crumbles for Arsenal. Solid win. Aston Villa at number 7. What did they show us? They showed us that despite overperforming last season, that we cannot say that that's a one-off. They are here to play again this season. Yes, they have Champions League. Yes, they're going to be playing in multiple competitions this season, but they have showed against West Ham, against a formidable West Ham opponent, that they are ready to play. They defeat West Ham 2-1, and honestly, for me personally, I respect Aston Villa. If you guys saw my last video of my top 6 prediction, I got Aston Villa in at number 6. I think they'll fall off a little bit, but I still think they're going to be in the mix. Let me know what you guys think of Aston Villa, though, in the comments, of course. At number 8, you got Crystal Palace. For me personally, they've underperformed in this match. There was a lot of hype surrounding Crystal Palace following last season with Glasner coming in, allowing them to perform. They even defeated my beautiful Liverpool in a pretty interesting fashion at Anfield. People were hyping up Glasner. They said, man, these guys are them. Even though they lost Michael Olise, they said they still got the players to play. They still got players that are ready to perform this season. Crystal Palace notoriously being the most mid-club on the planet, but some people were saying, man, they could be in that top 8 race. They dropped to Brentford, a team that most people thought, oh, without Tony, that's going to be a big problem. But what I learned in this game is that Crystal Palace might actually not be as good as we thought. But it's one game, and maybe I'm overreacting. But you guys, again, let me know what you think in the comments. In at number 9, again, this trend continues because Chelsea still fucking suck. But the problem with Chelsea is they suck, but they don't have a clear direction, in my opinion. They just be signing players that they saw on like a TikTok highlight compilation and said, man, that brother looks kind of good. And then they pay 60, 70, 80 million on that brother. Todd Bowley, my guy, you have 3,700 players on your team. Sell some players. There's no direction to the squad. Defending-wise, garbage. They got a light-skinned brother that's a meme in that. Me personally, I don't know, but Chelsea still suck. Manchester City didn't even come out of second gear in that game. Still managed to win 2-0. So shout outs to them. At the end of the day, they get a win at Stamford Bridge. But Chelsea, did we really learn anything? I mean, they always sucked. Let's be real. In at number 10, though, Jamie Vardy does not respect Tottenham Hotspurs. Should we? We had before the game and come out to the media and say, hey, listen, usually in my second season, I win things. Well, my guy, if you're planning on winning things, you really got to start with that first game against relegation Leicester. Because, damn, what are you doing? First half, Spurs were looking on their ass. Second half, it's like it was a brand new team. This was a trend that we used to see a lot last season. Spurs would just fall off in the second half. They did it again. They got the new signings, but at the end of the day, Leicester were able to show that they got some teeth of their own. Jamie Vardy does not respect these brothers. He scored his goal, points to the crowd, and says, you 0 Premier Leagues, me 1. That's personally crazy. A 37-year-old man disrespecting my club like that. I don't know if I would take that, but that's just Spursy. Anyway, guys, those are your 10 things. Let me know what you thought about everything. Let me know what you thought about all the matches. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mama. I appreciate all the support, guys, and all the critique is really important for us to help us grow. If you subscribe, you become an honorary baller, and who doesn't want to be an honorary baller? I know I would like to. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Peace out, and I'll see you on the next video.